So, hello.
Hi guys,
Where are we?
this is Rob Bennett's layout.
And you are?
And I'm Rob Bennett, by the way.
All right.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. That was amazing. I hope you guys caught that because that is going to be our special guest, Meet the Modeler, who will be coming up in, I'd say probably about 45 minutes, usually near the end of the show. And believe it or not, after 2 years of doing this, I finally figured out how to get the audio going on the intro video. So I guess I've got 2 years of intro videos to redo, but welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight from Miniature Printerland here on November 1st. I've got the window open and it is chilly in here. So we have an unbelievable show for you tonight because for the first time ever, we have not one, but two guests right down there. Two different individual guests who I'm going to bring on. One, in a few minutes. And as I said, one later on, Mr. Rob Bennett. But as you know, the next thing that we need to do is choose something very important. So let me go and pull up the window here and share this with you. All right, here we go. Hopefully I can add myself back in. There I am. So it is time to say hello to everybody and pick a beer. And I knew there was some sort of way to figure out the people here, but I haven't quite figured out how to do the participants list, so bear with me. I will say that John Garvin was the first one I saw in this evening, so good evening, John. Followed by Sparky. It's lovely to see you, Sparky 107. Inked Rails joined, as well as Stephen Wagner, who said that it's All Souls Day, known in Mexico. So I wasn't quite sure whether that meant that he was in Mexico, but happy All Souls Day, otherwise known as Day of the Dead. Who else do we have here? We've got Steve Moskin, we've got Bill Heath, we've got Jerry Coffey, Anthony Borden, Jim Dustin. Good evening, Dwight Curley. Welcome to the show. Wigwag, you weren't first in today. That's, I think, the first time I haven't seen you as number one. Bill Heath, wow, indeed. You wouldn't believe what we've got coming up on this show. Jesse Lomas, good evening. John Bannicky, Stormy Sky. Good evening, Stormy Sky. Steve 87th is here, and the list goes on and on. Floyd Robbins, Lynn McCurdy, and many others are streaming in. So welcome, everyone. As you know, I start every show off with, Wigwag was having supper. Well, I'm glad you were able to join. Lots of announcements today. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. All right. So we already have a vote before we've even started. So let me tell you a little bit about the beers. So the first beer here is Jumbo. It's leftover from last month's broadcast. If you haven't had a chance to see last month's broadcast, I was gifted some wonderful beers by some viewers at the Otter Valley pop-up event. This is a Railway City beer that I believe I was gifted by Forever DC, and it's Jumbo IPA. It's 6.8%. It tells the story which we shared last month of Jumbo, who sadly was a circus elephant who got hit by a train in St. Thomas, where Railway City is located. It's an American-style IPA, and it tastes like bold citrus, candied peach, warming, and staggeringly bitter. I will warn you right now, I'm vetoing this one. It's here because it's got a cool label. So let's see what we can really choose from. This is an interesting one. The Henderson, we'll call it the Belgian-style Amber Ale. And I've got a little write-up on here that I will read to you because I believe this is one of their first international collaborations. It's 5.5%. Some time ago, we came across a delicious Belgian amber ale. I'm already excited, called Palm, P-A-L-M. So we rang them up and asked if they wanted to do a collaboration. A few phone calls later, and a plan was hatched. We'd brew their recipe here in Toronto with our yeast, and they would brew our recipe in Belgium with their yeast. The beer in your hand here is the first of these two international collaborations. So that's a pretty cool story right there. So there's the Belgian. The Winter Spice Blonde also has me salivating. And the write-up on this one is 4.8%. A blonde ale with spices such as ginger, cinnamon, and clove. In the words of brewer James Turco, it tastes like Food Truck, which is another one of their beers. Made sweet love to a Christmas cake. Okay, that's kind of nice. And then finally, and I have to admit, I did choose this one for the label. This is the Cygnus X1. This is really cool. I'm going to need to put my Optivisor on to read this one to you. Back in 1971, a young astronomer named Charles Thomas Bolton was just another student at the University of Toronto. Bolton was particularly interested in the concentration of X-rays coming from the constellation Cygnus, and he felt pretty sure that he could prove it was a neutron star. Anyway, it's the first discovered black hole. Predicted by Einstein, many scientists didn't believe in black holes existed. Even Stephen Hawking bet against it. 20 years later, there was strong evidence. So basically, it sounds to me like a University of Toronto astronomer discovered the first black hole, Cygnus X1, and this is a black hole lager. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have our choices of, we'll call it Belgian Moose, Spiced Winter Blonde, or Black Hole Lager. What am I drinking tonight? We have a Winter Spice Blonde. We have a Winter Spice. We have a black hole. We do have Bigfoot, not here, but they still have it there. Let's go into the black hole. It looks to me like I think the black hole is winning. Okay, now we got a couple blondes. Okay. What am I reaching for? Am I going the Winter Spice blonde or am I going the black hole? Somebody chime in. Wigwag says moose. All right. Winter Spice blonde, I think it is. Non-scientific. Trust me, I will drink them all, but oh my. All right. Let me give you the quick pour here. And we'll get on with the show because we've got quite a lot. Oh, it is a light one. I guess it is a blonde. And I feel like I might have had this last year. But you know what? Winter Spice Blonde is probably a good choice for today, and I'll tell you why. Very nice. And you get the cinnamon and the clove. So thank you, everyone. So little story. Went up north today, and you'll see why in a minute. And I saw the first snowflakes of the year. Yes, it is November 1st. Happy November, everyone. Thank you for joining. And my wife and I were north of the city, and it was snowing. And that's the first snow I have seen this season. So in honor of snow, and I guess as they say on TV, winter is coming, we celebrate. So what's going on out there? Thank you for everyone who just joined. I see some new names came in. Thank you for that wigwag. I appreciate that. Stormy Sky said you got snow yesterday. I think it's happening. I think the snow thing it might be here to stay. So now what are we going to talk about? I guess I should probably also wish everyone a happy Halloween. We did something kind of fun for Halloween that we hadn't done before. I hope everyone celebrated. You know that Halloween is Mini Print's absolute favorite holiday. We go a little bit mini print crazy. And this is a fantastic image I just wanted to share, sent by my friend Chris of Conowingo Models. This is his Crunge Bridge, a beautiful little HO scale wooden model. And he put our headless horseman and our raven / crow on top and sent it to me. I thought that was a lovely Halloween image. But my wife and I were up north, I guess both yesterday and today, because it's November. So that means it's time for my wife to get a new horse. And we wanted to share that we have welcomed a new member of the family. This is Pumpkin, named for both his color and the time of year. Some of you might remember that there was a horse named Jack in our lives. Unfortunately, Jack didn't really enjoy his retirement. Jack was a retired champion who we thought would enjoy being a trail buddy for my wife, Holly. But Jack had other ideas. Jack wanted to keep jumping. And so Jack went back to the championship jumping world. Sadly, we miss him. But now we have a new trail buddy, a new member of the family named Pumpkin. We went up to see him last night for Halloween, and we gave him Sparky, Holly gets a free miniature horse. That's about it. There is nothing free when it comes to a horse, unfortunately. I think we should just skip the hay and just feed dollar bills right into his little mouth. But he's a lovely, lovely, he's a 19-year-old retired school horse. He's a really sweet soul. And we were up yesterday and then again this morning because he just arrived and he's settling in. And that's where we saw the snow. So Welcome, Pumpkin. We have lots of other news that I want to share briefly before we get into the main attraction. Some of you might remember that I have a real fondness and affection for the Colorado Model Railroad Museum. That's Michelle Kempema's fantastic museum in Greeley. I've had the chance to go there twice, and I'm really looking forward to going back. It's absolutely a bucket list place. To support the Colorado Model Railroad Museum in Greeley, they have a patio where you can, it's called the Al Frank, I believe, Memorial Patio. Someone can give me the details on that if they know. And I bought a brick. So you can make a donation to the museum and buy a brick to support their work. Darby Rail Services has a brick there too. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Congratulations. Next time I'm there, I will have to look for it. But we do have a mini prints brick on the patio at the Colorado Model Railroad Museum. Happy to support this amazing bucket list museum. And if anyone there wants to support the museum, go buy a brick. It's kind of fun. We can all meet at the next meetup there and stand on our bricks. That's kind of a little bit of fun. Oh, yes. I also wanted to share some great news. Some of you might know that every year I come out with a new figure. Trackside Mike, I think the bricks were something like $100 US. Wasn't crazy. It was, something around that $100 mark. So, yeah. But talking about charitable donations, every year, for those who are interested, we come out with a little miniature AML figure. The first year was Lionel. The second year was Bruce. This year, we did Kelly, another one of the AML cast, and we were able to raise $2,100 this year. We donate all the money from the sales of these directly. We don't take any material or labor or anything like that. All the money from the sales of these goes directly to the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, specifically the psychosocial oncology wing, because cancer fries your brain. This year, everyone who supported it, raised $2,100, which brings our 3-year total to over $7,500 that Mini Prints customers have donated to a good cause. So there's a little bit of good news I just wanted to share. So thank you, everyone, for supporting. I mentioned that we have 2 guests and many announcements. I wanted to bring on the first guest because this announcement specifically relates to something that I'm working with him. Let me add him from the basement on here. Hello, Mike.
Hey guys, how is everybody?
Good.
Hey, Bernard.
Thank you for joining.
So I was in the makeup chair. They just let me loose outside.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you got to come closer to the camera so we can see how well a job they did.
Yeah, I did a great job on the top of the floor, up here.
There you go. Yeah. There's no shine coming off onto the
yeah,
camera.
perfect. Yeah, feeling good.
Excellent. So we met not that long ago when I guess we went to the Otter Valley pop-up together.
We had a great time. Yeah, I met a lot of good people there.
We did. Then I was able to come over and see your incredible shelf layout.
Thank you. You were the first one, my first guest. So
And
very
there's
honored.
There's a video up showing that.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has had a chance to see that. Mike, you are very active on both Instagram, I guess mainly, and also YouTube.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the YouTube channel going a little bit more now.
Excellent. And we've been plotting and scheming a little bit, haven't we?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Working on that master plan.
Exactly. And one of the announcements that I wanted to share with everyone, because I think this is really, really, really exciting. I'm just going to quickly put this comment up. It's a little love from Wigwag. So thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah, we all enjoy this work. Well, Mike does amazing work. And you can see one of the pictures here is the wood chipper that we came out with. And Mike has painted up a bunch of those. And a number of people have purchased painted wood chippers. But the announcement that we wanted to make is, do you want to tell everyone, or do you want me to, Mike?
well, we're going to start painting certain products from the Miniprints website. I think we're going to be working on objects first, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. So all objects, except for the ones that are clear and the ones that are already painted, are going to be available from miniprints.com in a painted option. Mike will be painting them. We're just working out the details now. I had hoped to go live with it tonight, but we ran into a tiny little web hiccup, but we're just working through that. You're going to be able to select the object that you would like from the Miniprints website. And as an optional add-on, there will be a checkbox that says, yes, please send it to me painted. There will be obviously an additional charge for the painting. That will depend on the scale of the item that you pick, as well as the complexity of it, the size of it. And that's all getting worked out now. I hope to have that up and operational within the next week or two. We have to work through a few technical issues, but Miniprints will continue to come unpainted. But now for the object category, you have the option of getting them painted, and it really will be worth it. I think we're probably looking for the small items, like for the $5 items, we're looking at doubling the cost. So $5. Sorry, I got fruit flies flying around here. I must be going fruity or something. This is any item. So Heath, welcome, Heath. Any item on Miniprints in the objects category. So we're starting with objects. People, animals are not going to come painted for now, but any object. So that would be, all sorts of crazy. Well, I mean, what do we have for objects? We've got everything. We got.
I mean, they're going to be highly detailed and weathered too. So, and also I'll add, like small stickers, like warning signs on them, depending on the object, of course. So they're going to be really blended into your layout, and also save you guys a lot of time. If you don't really want to do it. So it's a really good option for people who don't have the time and want really highly detailed stuff to be painted to add to their, to their layout and so on. So.
Bill wants to know if you're going to tackle the shopping carts.
Yeah, I got to get a couple for my layout just because of all the graffiti and garbage all around the place. I've got to put stuff in the graffiti, in the shopping cart. So yeah,
we went through pretty much every object, Bill, and I think there's a couple we've knocked out, that already come painted, like the TV, already comes painted because I put the LED in it. And obviously anything that's clear, like you're not going to paint a campfire. But I think everything else is pretty much up for Mike. There's nothing that he said that he won't do. Definitely the trailers for sure. Yep, we're definitely going to offer the trailers. Couple of other questions. Sparky would like to know if you will come over and paint them at his place.
Yeah, I love his layout. It's he's got a great looking layout. And I would love to add some of my own details to his layout. So yeah, for sure.
So
plus I get to run trains, so it's a win-win.
So we could have an option. It's like, would you like it painted, or then they'll have another checkbox that says, would you like Mike to come over and paint?
I want to get some room and board. Yeah, maybe get a meal out of it or something.
Okay. We can work on this. Yeah,
I can work on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looks to me like David Green likes this idea. There's one last question that I mean, if anyone has any quick questions, I'm going to keep moving because we've got a lot to cover today. But Inked Rails would like to know, would it be a standard color, or will you be able to choose your color? And this is going to be artist choice. So you can have it painted, but it's going to be too complicated for you to provide instructions. So it's going to be whatever Mike wants to do. And I'm happy with that because his credentials are unbelievable. Why don't you, we'll take 1 minute and give everyone the 1 minute sort of biography of who you are, Mike.
I've been in the creative industry for over 35 years. I've been an animator, an illustrator, a scenic design painter, a modeler, claymation artist. I've worked for Walt Disney Animation, Pixar, and multiple other companies over my vast career, and also a former graffiti artist. And so I bring a lot to the table, especially on the modeling side of things. I mean, you can just take a look at my Instagram, Mike H.O. Trains, or even my YouTube channel, and you can see the amount of detail that I put into my shelf layout. So that type of detail I will put into whatever I paint, as you can see with the example of the wood chipper too. So
yeah,
you won't be
you're in good
disappointed.
hands.
Let's put it that way. So yeah.
Now, Lynn McCurdy wants his trailer to be painted plaid, so maybe we'll make an exception for him.
Yeah. Maybe I'll write some little bit graffiti underneath it too.
Okay, Mike. So that's
guys.
one of the many exciting announcements.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Toss you back down in the basement. Thanks for
All
joining,
right, buddy.
Mike.
Take care, everybody.
All right, we'll talk soon.
All right.
And if you guys have not watched the video I did of Mike's layout, it's spectacular. You're really going to enjoy it. So let's get a few more announcements going here, because as I said, I think I've got a lot to talk about. Oh yeah, just some things that have happened, this month. If you've had a chance to check out the October 2023 What's Neat with Ken Patterson over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine, he interviewed, well, actually, Josh Barton interviewed me at the St. Louis RPM meet. So that was kind of fun. And about a week ago, I guess, I appeared on Second Section with this gentleman. I think you can see him. And I'm just going to go and play a little video here, because here's announcement number 2. Oh, I guess before I play that, Heath, for you, I will ask Mike to make the scary clowns, because clowns are scary, not so scary. And maybe we can even get him to paint a banana for your layout. Although, don't ask for an N-scale banana. But I think we can make your clowns friendly. Okay, so here's where I go to another tab. And I've discovered something. For those who are interested in StreamYard, if you play the video in a presentation, you don't get the audio. If you play the video in a browser tab, you do. So I'm going to try playing this video in a browser tab. And let's see if it works.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening right now on the number 2 track.
Should we show them?
Let's show them.
This crappy idea of ours?
Terrible idea. An outhouse and a chip lunch car in one shot. How does that happen?
This shit is happening.
Okay, there you go. Did we get the whole thing? Yeah, I think we got the whole thing. So the story behind this, which is kind of fun. I was down at the NMRA show in Texas, and a good friend of mine and a friend of, that was Chris Palmieri, a friend of his, is a guy named James Regier. I think you guys probably know James. And we came up, well, James said to me, did you know that, well, okay, let me back up for a second. I'm trying to do multiple things at once here, and there we go. So let's go there, and let's go there. Whoops, not there.
This shit's for real.
There we go. Down in Texas, I had unveiled the Mini Prints outhouse. And as you might know from last month's show, we've done a joint venture with Iowa Scaled Engineering, who's done a sound card, ITLA, who's put together the laser cut outhouse, and then I body scanned someone sitting on the turlet. So James Bruguiere comes up to me and says, did you know that Chris Palmieri of Home Shops has a shit car? And the shit car was, he does prototypical freelance lines, and it was the Suffren Hoboken interstate transfer car. So we came up with this crazy idea that if you buy a shit lines car and you add in any other car from his catalog, I would send him a bunch of the ITLA laser cut outhouses and 3D printed figures that he would bundle. He has told me tonight that there are only, I believe, 8 shit cars left. So the shit cars have been unbelievably popular. And yes, Mountain Goat, absolutely welcome. This is super crappy. I have an update on this. If you would like to go to homeshops.net and pick up an SHIT car and get the laser outhouse and 3D printed figure, you can. You can also order those from miniprints.com/outhouse. I've talked to the guys. This always happens. I'm halfway through a sentence and just a comment comes in that's just so perfect. That's great. Yeah, Chris is almost out of shit. Yeah, there's not much shit left in Chris. If you would like to order directly from me, you can go to Outhouse, miniprints.com/outhouse. I am selling 2 things. I'm selling the outhouse, the figure, and the sound card all bundled together, or you can just select the sound card. The update is the sound cards will be available here, I believe, at the end of November. That is what I'm hearing from the Iowa Scaled Engineering guys, end of November, which means I will start getting them out a month from now. So early December, the shit will flow out the door. All right. So there you go. So the Suffren Hoboken Interstate Transfer shit bundle. And I have been unbelievably amazed at the response to the outhouses. They have been extremely popular. They are the first of many mini sounds, as I'm calling it. And I'm about to move on to the next section. I'm very excited about this next idea, actually. And my wife has given me a face palm. So I guess I must be doing something right, because if she is telling me that I've crossed the line, then I'm having fun. Okay, good morning, Jeff from Brisbane, Australia. Why is Steve putting an evil laugh in? All right. So Nathan wants to know what inspires me to do the mini prints. I will pause and answer this question before I move on. That's a very good question. So originally, as I think everybody knows, it started off because I wanted a little mini beaver for my layout. Then this became a full-time gig. I think 2 things inspire me. One, feeding my family, because this is a full-time occupation. And unlike a lot of hobby manufacturers out there, this is my full-time job. So this is how I feed my family. This is how the kids get shoes. This is how I buy beer. This is how my wife gets a horse. This is how the mortgage gets paid. I'm inspired by necessity. However, I happen to love what I do. So I'm also inspired by every single one of you. The fact that you're here in this chat means everything to me. I can't do something that I don't love doing, and I love doing it because it's a ton of fun, and you guys make it fun. The fact that you are here means the world to me, and the next thing I'm about to talk about fits into this perfectly. So I'll show you exactly what inspires me. So thank you for that question. Yeah, the wife bought her own horse. I know, but it's family's money. It's still, yes, you bought your horse, dear. Yes, absolutely. Now I'll just take care of everything else. Or something else, or some of the stuff. But yes, for the record, Holly bought her own horse. And it's Holly's horse. It's not my horse. She definitely keeps reminding me. And thank you for watching, dear. Thank you for setting me straight. So what inspires me? And that's a really good question. This inspires me. Absolutely, Devin. 100%. Have you ever seen a picture like this and said to yourself, I just have to model that? Well, happily, we make a Zamboni, otherwise known as a ice resurfacer for trademark reasons on our website. So you might see something like this and say, you know, I have to have one of those. Or you might see a scene like this and realize that we make ATVs and say, this is something I want to model. I want to introduce an idea I've had for a long time. I've often thought, and I've told a lot of you, if you know me, you've probably heard me say, I wish I had a sticker. I wish I had a sticker that said model me. And I wish I could go around to buildings and equipment and people and scenarios and just slap this model me sticker on it. Where are my model me stickers? Well, guess what? No, you can't. Hang on a second. Well, they were around here somewhere. I guess they got moved. But we now have model me stickers. And there's an one of the big announcements that I'm super excited about is this notion of I want to create this contest, and we'll talk about it in a minute. If you see a deer on top of a boxcar, if you see an alligator attacking a locomotive, if you see a bear, an eagle, a bald eagle and an eagle in a tree, if you see a skeleton on a front of a locomotive, if you see a beaver lodge or beaver dam blocking rail lines, these are all of these things that I keep seeing in the world where I realize that, you know, the prototype, there's a prototype for everything. Truth is stranger than fiction. So I went and I created a whole bunch of stickers, which, here they are. We're hiding. Here we go. Model Me by Miniprints. Everybody who places an order this month is going to get a Model Me by Miniprints. Also, if I have enough, if you've been scanned by Miniprints, you can wear a Model Me by Miniprints sticker. The idea behind this is what I'd like to do. Let me just get this back up. Every order placed in November is going to get one, possibly two Model Me by Miniprints stickers. What I want you to do is stick the sticker on something you model or that you want to model. You know, side of a building, wood chipper, whatever. I will make the digital PNGs available as well, so you can stick them on top of Sparky. Absolutely. As long as you take a picture and upload it to our Facebook page or our Instagram page with the hashtag miniprints3D, we're going to have a random draw for a $50 US gift card. You don't have to buy anything. If you just want one of these, just send me an envelope with your address on it. You don't even have to put a postage stamp on it. Just send me an envelope that already has your, mail me an envelope. I'll mail you a sticker. I want to see all the things out there that you want modeled. So model me mini print stickers on people, slap them on donkeys, slap them on the sides of buildings. Maybe you've got a tool chest, anything that you want modeled, anything that I have modeled. You can put a digital sticker or a physical sticker on, and it's the Model Me by Mini Prints. And this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see. Sparky wants me to please don't slap it on someone else's car. No. And I think these come off. I think these they go on and off. Be respectful. You can slap it on your own car if you want. But this is the Model Me by Mini Print sticker. I'm hoping, there are 180, they're close to 200 of you out there that I have scanned. So you can walk around with a Model Me by Mini Prints on there, and people can actually model you. So this is going out in every order this month. If you don't place an order and you want one, just send me an envelope. If you've already been scanned by me, I'm going to try and get a bunch of these out probably at the end of the month. There you go. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I want to see what people put these on. I'll definitely make the digital sticker available as well, so that you guys can do, images that are prototypical or images of things that you want me to model. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's the latest sticker from Mini Prints, and I think we now have at least 9 different stickers. So there's a whole bunch of stickers out there. Where you put this, definitely check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/miniprints3D, as well as if you have not already joined the Mini Prints Modelers group. There's a ton of great stuff. Question. What does this mean? How soon, if I order today, will you be able to ship? Oh, how soon? Got it. That's a very good question, and thank you for asking. I don't want to say that we're horribly backlogged, but we've got quite a few in the queue. So it's probably going to be a week. If you need it sooner, if it's a real emergency, let me know. But we had a sale last month that was quite popular, and we've got quite a few orders in the queue. So we're trying to dig out from underneath that. Having said that, we're doing well. We're getting a bunch of orders out a day. So I try and get orders out within 5 days. I think we're probably now more 10 business days would be my guess at this point. Yes, Heath, you know where to stick it, and you know where you're going to stick it, but you can also stick it on you, because Heath, if you walk around with a Model Me sticker, people can model you. So absolutely, you definitely need a Model Me by Mini Print sticker. Okay. So facebook.com Mini Prints and Mini Print Modelers are where you upload your pictures as well. We do have an Instagram group, instagram.com/miniprints3ds. You can put them there. I want to introduce, we talked about this last month, but I want to let everybody know that it's official. The Holiday Mini Prints Mini Build Contest is on. So get your entries going. What we need to do for that here, where am I going to do it? How do I make myself small and make that big? And it's not working. All right, well, hope you can read this. Submit a maximum of 3 photographs by the end of the month, the 30th. Let's see, the 30th is Thursday. So you've got a month to come up with your mini prints peanut butter lid contest. Everybody who enters has a random chance to win a $50 miniprints.com credit. As always, it has to fit within a peanut butter lid. This is a 3.5-inch lid. Hellman's mayonnaise also works. If your lid is a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, don't worry. Don't put it inside something this big. You get the idea. This is really the only rule. The only rule is it has to fit within a lid. You can use 1 mini print. You can use 100 mini prints. You can use no mini prints. It's all about having fun and creativity. What else? You can enter in any scale, N, H, O, S, or O. We've never had anyone enter in anything bigger than O, but that is also allowed. The photographs from the mini prints holiday mini build will be shown live on December 6th, which is our next mini prints live. And it's all about being creative and having fun. So there's the next. This will be the 4th mini build contest of the year. If you'd like to see what other people have done, there is a section on the Mini Prints YouTube channel called Mini Build Challenges. And you can go in and take a look at all of the fantastic entries there. I think we are almost ready to meet the modeler. Oh, yes. Mail. I have one piece of mail this month from Robert Thomas. I like that. He stuck the NMRA sticker on the back. I didn't even know you could get NMRA stickers. So this is from Mr. Robert Thomas, San Antonio, Texas. I have not opened it. I'm opening it right now. Oh, that's nice. It says, thank you. Oh, wonderful. Look at this. I have a note. Oh, it's a nice big note too. And it was great to see you at the St. Louis RPM and the NMRA National. I'd meant to bring some stickers to share with the gang. Finally catching up and sharing with friends. These are from my freelance modular project, the Wichita and Northwestern, and my home layout, the Crawford and Cherokee. So there we go. So thank you. Oh, those are really nice. Thank you for the stickers. As always, I love getting mail. So you can always send it to Mini Prints at 163 Sterling Road, Unit 12C, Toronto. There's my address there in Canada, M6R2B2. And I will definitely open your stickers on the air. And I love putting them on the fascia of my layout. Sparky, thank you. Sparky has listed the peanut butter playlist. God help us with that. I thought, are you not a moderator, Sparky? Or maybe I can't see if people are moderators or not on StreamYard. All right. I've made him wait long enough. Oh, no, I haven't, because I've got one more thing to talk about. All right, Rob. We're almost there, I promise. What's new from Mini Prints? I'm not going to go through all this because this is going to become a very long broadcast, and I want to get to the good stuff. But lots of new stuff in the month of October. As some of you might know, I was supposed to go to Timonium to do body scanning. Unfortunately, I got COVID at the beginning of the month. Don't worry, it's long gone. Everyone's fine. It was, a week and then fine, but I didn't want to go down and infect everyone. So I stayed home and I listed a ton of things clear, transparent 1-liter water bottles, leaf bags, 5-gallon drums, a newly designed Fox, PRR station benches, James Regier smoker, stacked pylons, tons and tons of new stuff at miniprints.com. So that's what's new. Lots of new stuff coming, and I will share some of that new stuff coming, but I don't want to do it now. I want to get to our featured modeler, which I really hope is my next slide. Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we want Rob. We want Rob. As Sparky says, we all want Rob, one of the best modelers around. So I am adding you to the stage, Rob. Sparky wants you. He's waited long enough. Welcome.
Okay. All right. Well, hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
All right. Good. I'm just trying to fix.
Are you working on your lighting?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't have the best lighting because normally for work, we do Teams meetings, but we don't go on video. No one likes video at work. So I'm just trying to. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
We can see you. We can hear you.
Okay. Good. Good.
Excellent. And we want you. Sparky's been waiting 50 minutes for you to come on, and it's completely my fault.
He's waiting for nothing.
He's waited for everything. What are you talking about? So welcome. I hope everybody saw the beginning 3-minute introduction of your layout. And I've been meaning to have you on since I went down to the States in, when was it? August?
It's been a while.
Yeah. July, August.
Yeah, you came back from one of the NMRA shows, I believe.
St. Louis. It was the St. Louis RPM.
Right. Yep.
And I remember emailing you saying, want a visitor. And I was absolutely thrilled to get a fantastic visit of your layout. And your layout has been one that I've wanted to see since I first saw your YouTube channel 7 years ago. And you have been a huge inspiration, personal inspiration, because I loved watching your layout come alive. And a lot of what I wanted to do was like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Caboose 121, welcome. He has shared something that I think we all know about, that you have one of the best layouts around. And so I'm super excited to have you as this month's Meet the Modeler.
Thank you very much.
Where should we start? Let's start by tell everyone a little bit about you. Who are you? What are you? What are you doing?
Well, okay, I'm an old guy, 58, still work full time.
Okay.
Been in a hobby for since I was a teenager. Obviously had the normal, you get away from the hobby when you're younger, you get a family started, all that kind of stuff. Got back in it seriously. Probably this layout started when I got back from Afghanistan. I deployed with the Air Force. That was in 2013, where we tore down the old layout. We got approval from the boss, it was my wife, and we totally redid the basement, myself and my son, Steven. We rebuilt it, and we have a whole new layout. It really isn't a super huge layout, but it's a lot of fun. It really is fun. And I did add some operation to it. It was initially just a roundy round, just because Steve wanted to see trains run. He wanted to see double stacks, auto racks, the things that he was used to seeing as a young teenager. So that's what we did. And then I met the knuckleheads from the NMRA around here. You saw one of their houses. You went to Mike Hawk's house. Yep. They're into operations. So I said, I got to add some stuff. So I added some staging, some more sidings. I think I redid 2 or 3 towns. I redid the factory, I think twice. So now you can operate. It's not perfect, no doubt about it. It's not really designed purely for operation, but you can operate it.
Oh, I plan to.
You're more than welcome. I just want one of those stickers. That's all I want.
Oh, you'll get that too. I should hand deliver it. Yeah. Well, you're not that far away. So you're Erie area.
That's
so
correct. Just outside of Erie.
Just south of Lake Erie. Just I guess east of Cleveland, right?
We are east of Cleveland, about an hour and a half, roughly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have, which I think a few people have alluded to, you have this fantastic YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you.
And
Yep.
when did you start the YouTube channel, and why did you start the YouTube channel?
Just it kind of started as a lark, in all honesty. Like I said, I got back from Afghanistan, talked to Steve. We redid everything, and I said, "Hey, Steve, why don't I'll capture some videos? Why don't you make some videos and we'll put them up on this thing called YouTube?" Brand new to me, and he was doing Minecraft stuff, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll do that." So initially, Steve did the videos, he edited them, and he posted them. I look back at some of the early ones, and they're kind of anyway. Then he got older, he got a job, he got a girlfriend, he got a Mustang, so that changed. So I took it over, and so now I'm the one doing the videography and the editing and the posting, probably for the last 2.5, 3 years or so. I've been doing it myself. He does help. He does like to run trains, but for the most part, I've taken over. So it started kind of on a lark where I just told Steve, let's just slap something on this thing called YouTube. And from there, it's kind of grown. And what I do on YouTube, I'm not on YouTube to be on YouTube. I am, but a lot of guys are on YouTube. You can tell they make videos. They're trying to get viewers. They're trying to impress. They're trying to make money. They think they're going to be the next big thing, and they're not, because we're in a niche. But anyway, unless you're Luke Towan, who's fantastic, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But most of us, are, are on there because they want it. You can tell they make videos like how to design a yard, um, how to do this, how to do that, and I don't do that. Basically,
Right.
what you see on my channel is what I'm doing at the time. I don't go out and make special videos. Very rarely do I do sometimes, but not a lot. It's pretty much what you see is what you get. That's what I'm working on right now. So if I'm working on a bunch of buildings for the backdrop in Eugene Yard, you'll see a bunch of buildings being built. If I'm working on the factory, you'll see the factory being built. If I'm working on
This is Rob Bennett.
scenery,
And you are?
that's me.
I'm Rob Bennett, by the
There
way.
you go. I'm trying to figure out how I can mute it, but show people your. I don't know whether I can kill the audio. Oh yeah, I can kill the audio. If people missed it, I want people to see what we're talking about while we talk.
Okay,
There
sure.
we go.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, we
Yep.
can do this.
I made the swing gate. That was, and in fact, the swing gate was an article in RMC written by my good friend Bill Schopf. I took the photographs for it, but he wrote an article on it, and it was published. On the left-hand side there, that was all redone. On the right-hand side, that's Lake City. That's all been redone. The station there in the back is actually scratch built. That's a wood block building, one of Bill Schopf's techniques. That's a scratch built underpass that's actually out in Girard, Pennsylvania. That's the one in. That's just a field going over there. Those are some mini prints right there. I think there's a guy on the
I
edge.
know. First thing
You
I
might
saw when I
recognize that.
walked in, I know.
Yep. I had to have him there.
Um,
I think the cat is yours and the dog might be yours as well.
You know what I
Um,
love? I mean, and I said this in the video, and I forget whether I posted our video. If not, I'm going to go back and post it now that we've had
Mhm.
this chat. You are one of the, I think scenery's your thing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
your layout is scenic to the nines. And I love your approach to scenery. And you've used materials. I think you discovered a lot of the European materials and brought it
Correct.
to North America before I'd even heard of it. I mean, the Martin Welberg and some of the European stuff. It's just incredible the way you've approached your scenery.
Yeah, to me, scenery is important because you see a lot of model railroads are great. They make beautiful locomotives, great rail cars, beautiful structures. They're all weathered nice. They know the rivets, from left and right and all this stuff, and Kramer, lift bar, everything. Then you see it on the layout, and it's nothing against woodland scenic, but it's woodland scenics, and it's clump foliage. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on, what is that? So I do, and scenery should be the one thing I've realized. I started looking at a lot of Eisenbahn journal. Josef Brondel is probably my mentor in the scenery world. He's fantastic. Scenery's got to be vertical. It's not clump. There are some. Of course, there's some instances of that, but most of the time scenery is vertical. Go outside and look at anything, any field, any meadow, any scrubby tree area. It's all vertical. So I'm trying to get to that. I'm not saying I'm successful just yet. I'm trying to get to that. And the one I do use Martin Welberg mats. I used MBR, which is a company out of Poland. I've
Okay.
ordered directly from them. They make beautiful mats, and I order their trees because if you're going to do a real tree and make it look good, you're going to spend a lot of time making that tree. There's wire armatures you can do and you can do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but again, I'm trying to build a layout and I want to get this thing done before I die. So I buy these trees, which to me, they look great. Maybe you need a little bit of paint every now and then. You can take them, I cut them up, and I use some of the branches for shrubs. If I don't need the whole tree, or I cut the back off, it's gonna be back against the backdrop, and they look fantastic. But trees is a big area. I tried a lot of different stuff. Some of the woodland scenic stuff, I tried it, but you can tell that they're plastic, and you got to do a lot of work to fix them up. And a lot of people say you can't make a layout and buy trees. And I understand where they're coming from, but there's two things in life, right? You can pay with your time, or you can pay with your money, and that's a sliding scale in between the two. Well, for a lot of scenery, I decide to pay with my money because then I can pretty much take the things out, put them on the layout. They look pretty good, and away I go. And I've saved all that time because I don't think people properly add up what their time is costing them. They think I'm going to sit down, I'm going to build a kit. I'm going to build a sunshine kit or a Finaro kit. It might take them 8 hours, 16 hours. Well, what's that worth? Is it worth that much time? Or do you go out and buy a nice Rapido car, weather it up, and spend 2 hours on it, put it on the layout and run it? It depends. Everyone's different how they look at that.
And it looks like you've inspired some people because a lot of people really appreciate, these ideas. And Anthony said he inspired. I need to go back for a minute to something you said and something then that Heath wondered. So Heath's a little concerned that he's not going to become a millionaire from YouTube. And I don't know, have you ever watched Heath's channel? You
probably.
Okay, because Heath might do it. I mean, Heath seems to blow something up every time on his channel. So I think if anyone's going to do it, Heath, it's going to be you. So,
okay.
So yeah.
Well, I hope he does. I mean, again, I don't want YouTube to be my full-time job. It's supposed to be fun. If it becomes your full-time job, then it's a job. It's a job.
Yeah.
You got to make videos all that anyway. But that's just
you definitely do not want to turn model railroading into your full-time job. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you.
I don't want to do that.
I'm trying that life right now.
Yeah, you're living it. So yeah,
I'm living it.
Yeah.
I know that we're never going to be able to, in 15 minutes or whatever time we talk, we're never going to be able to give people a good sense of how fantastic your layout is. So other than telling people that I want them to go check it out, let's show people your YouTube channel, and let's I want people to sort of know where you are at, and maybe are there some videos that you can direct us to, or where do we start?
If you want me to share, I can share real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see if this works. So I can present.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen.
I probably have to stop sharing. So let me do that. Okay. Yeah, you should be able to now. And if anyone needs to fly away, I understand. We've been on an hour. You can always watch the replay, but I'd love Rob to take us through a little bit of his YouTube channel before we wrap up. If you do need to run to another broadcast, thank you for joining. That's it for my announcements. I don't think there's much left other than to say, please enter your peanut butter lid challenge. Please put your orders in for your stickers, and let's see what you got here, Rob.
Okay, so most of it follows along kind of what I'm doing at the time. And if there's a
Okay.
break, it means I'm not doing anything, or I'm just not filming it. So, recently I've got a lot on the Class 1 Model Works large transformer, the old transformer. I went
Yep.
through and I'm in the transformer business. So I do kind of know transformers for the last 35 years. So I made a lot of modifications, and it's all in the video. So I'm not going to bore you with it here. I made a bushing crate. That was a video. Worked on the car itself because the car had some issues. So there's 2 videos where I fixed the car up. This talks about this is kind of a product review. I don't do a lot of those, but I did on this. And there were some omissions and some things missing on that unit. By the way, that's a GE transformer. I did figure that out from the prototype photo they sent me. Coal loads, that's kind of a product review of the coal loads that Bowser put out, and just other stuff. I got a couple fun videos with my son Steve, who is I can just real quick. Let me just see if this works. This is probably my favorite picture. I don't know if that's going to come up or not on the screen.
No, not seeing.
Oh, let me try. See what this does. Nope, still my video. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but because I'm looking at I can see the video on YouTube here. I'm watching on another screen.
Oh,
But
maybe
anyway,
I have to be popping it up on a different screen, perhaps. Now, Steve, your son, who started the channel, because everyone's like, is this Stephen Bennett or Rob Bennett? So Stephen, your son, started the channel, but it's you're Rob, he's Stephen. He's a railroader, is he not?
Yes, he works for the Norfolk Southern. He's a conductor. So I do have some, like I said, there's some fun videos in there of him working on the railroad, running trains. And I don't put a lot of those on this particular channel because this channel is really meant to be model railroading.
Right.
But it was hard to resist when he said, "I'm going to go down to NS and train to be a conductor." I was like, "Oh boy!" Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
To the prototype.
Yeah, he runs right near us here. So
we have a question for you here from Anthony. Do you look at your layout from a rail fan or from an engineering side?
Probably more from an engineering side, probably. And I try to add a little bit of artistry to it. What I mean by that is, as rail fans, we like to go out and go, ooh, train, look at that, yay, locomotive. I look more at the trackage and the signals and the weathering on the locomotives and the cars. And well, nowadays it's all graffiti, but not in the 50s when I model.
Sure.
So I would say more from the engineering side, and I really enjoy wiring, the electronics part of the hobby. So I probably look at it more from the engineer side, but try to temper that because you are trying to build something that's nice to look at as well. So I try to temper that from the artist side, which can be hard sometimes, but I try to.
So HO scale,
HO scale, yep.
1950s.
Ish. Yeah, I got some more. I'm starting to sneak. My dad was a huge Reading fan. So I do have, I think in your video you showed, I have a pair of Atlas MP15 Reading locomotives.
Yeah, they're the green ones, right?
Yes, that's correct. The two
switchers.
switchers
They were
back,
right at the very end.
They're in the yard. That's correct. Yep.
Yeah,
I have some Reading C630s. I have some modern NS power because Steve works for the NS. He likes to come over and run NS power. So I have a couple scale trains, AC44T and -9s. Yep, there they are. Yeah, they're the Reading power.
Those were beautiful.
Because behind it, you see the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western F units. Well, those two probably never were next to each other like that. But hey, they are on my layout.
I just have a fondness for switchers. So any SWs or MPs, they make me happy.
Yeah, they were fun to build. They were really fun. Like I said, my dad was a huge Reading fan, so I'm getting more and more Reading stuff on the layout. I bought some of the Rapido Reading cabooses just because, because I like them. Because does a Reading really belong on this? No, but I like it, so I run it. So
yeah,
it's gonna be fun. What the fun thing is gonna be when I have a coal train with USRA 55-ton hoppers come out of staging. with those two NS units pulling it. That's going to be kind of neat because that doesn't belong there. But hey, what the heck? It's going
Somewhere
to
there's
happen on
a
this layout.
rivet counter rolling in his grave.
Yeah. But I do have modern power, but it is all prototypical in that I do look at it. I try to weather it correctly. I do add some details to it here and there. So the things are there. Yeah, they don't fit in the right era. I totally agree with that, but they do look prototypical, at least to me, fairly
Sure.
prototypical. I don't go crazy on it with every rivet, and I'm not a rivet counter, but I do try to make them look realistic.
Now, is your layout done, or are there areas that you're working on? I mean, it looked pretty scenic when I was there. I mean, I remember the transformer area. You have a huge transformer factory. A lot of
Correct.
ITLA, I think. My good friend.
It is. That's
Yeah,
correct. He helped me a lot.
yeah,
Yes.
he
Yep.
helped with that. I remember because I
Mhm.
stopped by Nick's place on the way down to your place, and he made the connection and said, "Oh yeah, I know Rob. He ordered quite a few of his
A
ITLA."
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Yep.
his
The
eyes
whole
lit up
factory.
when yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah. A lot
remember
of
that
money
was
with
one
him.
of that was one of the areas I remember that was empty for a while, and then you just finished building that out.
Correct.
What's left? What are you working on now?
Really, like all the tracks done. I'm going to say the scenery is probably 95%. I'm not saying you're ever really done with a layout. I do need to go back and get the signal system working. I use
Oh, signal.
CMYI for
Okay,
the signals. They're all
nice.
wired, but they're not. I didn't reprogram the program that runs them when I made some track work changes when I was redoing some stuff in the layout. So I need to go back and do that. There's a couple areas I want to redo the scenery a little bit now that I've kind of grown and learned a little bit more. But for the most part, I'm going to say the layout's about 95% done. So it's pretty much you can go down there and operate it now, and you probably wouldn't even notice. But to me, I can look at it and say, I got to fix that scenery. I got to fix that. I want to move that. I added some pole lines here and there, and I want to redo some stuff and add some more trees over here and redo that field. But for the most part, a lot of it's done.
Yeah. So here's my last question, I guess. Where are you going to stick your Model Me sticker? What are you going to put that on?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. I'm telling you, we drive around, myself, and I think I mentioned Bill Schopf, and
Yeah.
no kidding, we will stop and we'll pull the car over, we'll run out and we'll take pictures of stuff, of buildings or a beat up tractor or something like that, and say that looks cool. Let's model that.
Yeah.
It's one of the
I
things
know.
that
I
we
do the
do.
same
Yeah.
thing. That's why I'm
Yep.
going to have to send you a bunch of these.
Yeah. Now I did ask you when you were here, and I'll put a plug in the one, and I don't know other guys out there listening will agree with this.
Okay.
The one thing we need are some real good HO scale engineers and firemen for
Yeah.
the cabs or locomotives, and even for car. Does anyone else notice? And I've seen this. A lot of the cars out there, HO scale automobiles, and even cabs, they seem small. You try
Yeah.
to put in, no offense, but you try to put like a prizer figure
Oh,
inside
Lord.
a locomotive cab, and like it's hitting. It's like, what's going on? Why he's
Yeah.
only 6 foot tall, so he's a normal sized guy.
Yeah.
Why won't he fit in this cab? The cabs, I don't know. To me, they just seem too small.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I know I did say we do need some good locomotive. I mean, the one thing I try to avoid on a layout is one thing you always see is the fisherman. Well, if
Yep.
you always see a fisherman or a guy with a camera never moving, it's like that guy's been there for 30 years. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I try not to put people in that kind of pose. So I want an engineer, sitting in the cab with the window with the armrest, maybe looking out the
Yep.
cab or something like that. Maybe waving. I'm not sure, but you got to
Yeah.
be careful. But that's the one thing I think that we are lacking in the hobby, and I don't know why things seem so darn small.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
No,
me.
no. I agree with you. And we're definitely we're working on it. We have a few steam era. Not
Perfect.
as many modern, which is ironic because most of my stuff is modern. But I have the full scanning setup here in the studio, and I just need bodies. If you are a
Hmm.
prototypical engineer and you want to get scanned, well, come on in and we'll get it all set up. But
I told
yeah,
you
no,
to scan Steve sometime as a conductor.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'll bring next time I come down to operate, I'll bring my scanner and we'll definitely we got to get your son in one of the locomotives on your layout. That would be fantastic.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. That would be really neat. That's what I'd love to
That'd
have
be really
that.
fun. And then
Yep.
you can be the guy with the camera standing there taking
Yeah,
a picture.
we'll put a sticker on Steve. How's that?
There you go. So there's where you're putting your sticker. Now we know on your
Yep.
son right there.
Next time he stops nearby, I'll go to one of those locomotives and I'll slap it on the side of a GE locomotive.
Uh-oh.
That'd
All
look
right,
kind of
well,
cool, wouldn't it?
better you than me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate
welcome.
it. It's never long enough. And I hope that people will go. What is your YouTube channel name? I know that Sparky's put it up, but tell us how to find you on YouTube.
If you just search for
Here,
the
let me
Bennett
add this
Railroad.
back in. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it will come up.
Okay.
You can search for Stephen Bennett. It also comes up. But there's also there's a musician named Stephen Bennett. I think he plays the guitar or something like that.
So
He
that's
might come
not
up
the
as
site.
well. But
So if
definitely,
you end up on the guitar site, it's not the right site.
it's not. You'll know. Yeah, 'cause you'll be looking for trains. But if you search the Bennett Railroad, it usually does come up, and you'll be able to check it. And hey, check it out. Don't check it out. Whatever you feel like doing. But again, it's more of me just kind of rambling, like I am now, just kind of blah, 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 just kind of talking. And I sit down. I don't script anything. So I'm kind of like you. I just sit down and start
You notice
recording stuff, and then here we go. And then you do what you do. So
thank you for noticing I don't script anything.
hey, it worked out great. Worked great. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on. I want
You're very
everyone to
welcome.
go and check out your channel because it is so inspiring. As I say, 7 years ago when I was putting my layout together, I remember looking at your layout and saying, that's what I want. Never quite got around to finishing it, but you have definitely been an inspiration. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thanks.
And take care.
Okay.
Have a lovely
See ya.
evening. Happy November. And don't forget, you have a peanut butter lid challenge. You have to go find a peanut butter lid now.
How can I put a sticker inside a peanut butter lid? Does that work? No, that's not going to count.
The rules are very loose. All right. Thanks so much for joining.
Yep. Thank you very much. Yep. We'll see you, everybody. Bye.
Take care. Wasn't that fantastic, everyone? He's so inspiring. Thank you for sticking around. I know we went a little later than usual. I'm not sure what I have left on the old presentation. I don't think I have much of anything. And if I do, it's late. So I'm just going to say goodnight to everybody. Orders get stickers, peanut butter lids. I have probably forgotten a ton of things. Like, for example, I have simplified shipping and it's just $8 flat rate now to the USA. We're definitely going to be offering these painted mini prints as soon as I can get that up and running on the site. There are so many exciting things that I want to share with you that I haven't had a chance to share with you. I will show you two very quickly because you stuck around this long. I will show you two things that are coming from mini prints that I think are kind of fun. There you go. I hope you can see that. Definitely long overdue. A really well done 3D printed phone booth. And I think this is probably one of my most exciting. I love this so much. Painted by the unbelievably talented Mike, HO Trains. There's a little tease of something that's coming soon. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful month. I will come back to you on, I think we said, what did we say? It was Wednesday, December 6th. We will have the peanut butter lids. We will have all sorts of new mini prints. Hopefully People will send stickers, and there will be lots of fun stuff to talk about. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Have a lovely evening. And I will see you next month, first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern. Good night, everybody.